Duane Duggan, Remax of Boulder video podcast. Today in our world, we have just been overwhelmed with the amount of wire fraud and ID theft going on in our world. So we've actually asked 3 experts to come talk to us to help you prevent this from happening to you. So we'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Peggy on the end. Your name and what your company is and what you do.
Hi, I'm Peggy Altschuler with Legal Shield, and we specialize in comprehensive identity theft protection and legal services for families and businesses.
I'm Tim Singleton. I run Strive Technology Consulting. We do IT support and management for small businesses.
I'm Karen Pickering with Boulder Insurance, and I'm a business insurance specialist, and I help businesses protect their assets with liability coverages.
Perfect. Okay, so let's just get started as far as each individual company, as far as like, what does your company do relative to ID theft, and how does it help a person?
Yes, we actually offer the most comprehensive consumer identity theft protection program in the marketplace. So that really means for a small monthly fee, a family can protect themselves, or an individual adult as well, and help on a preventive, not to stop identity theft from happening to you, but to catch it before it becomes a big out of control issue. And then most importantly, full restoration with licensed private investigators after the fact.
Okay, well, that all just sounds scary. Thanks for sharing that, Tim.
We help small businesses with their cybersecurity, obviously. A lot of threats, wire fraud, things like that come through computers, come through email, come through cell phones and all that. And to help having a good cybersecurity layered system really helps not only prevent a lot of that from happening, but can help you recover from it later on in the future.
So one of our key concerns in the world today is how to prevent this. So Tim, did you have any thoughts on what a person does today to prevent this from happening?
Yeah, there's a few things. One is make sure you've got a real good antivirus program that updates a lot. Don't have 2 antivirus programs. They tend to fight against each other. The other thing you can do is have a password manager on your computer. That enables you to keep all of your passwords different. So if somebody steals your Gmail password, they can't use that to get into your Office account. Yeah, and finally, backups. Make sure all your data is backed up, because worst comes to worst, your computer gets really badly hacked and infiltrated. You can just wipe the whole thing, but only if you've got all your data backed up to recover from.
What's your favorite backup spot? Like a hard drive independent of the computer, or like a Google Drive or a Dropbox?
The best thing to do is to have a backup locally on a local hard drive.
Okay.
Because people often have a lot of data, and it takes a long time to download all that if it's in the internet. Also, have it all on the internet in case something happens to your hard drive, your house floods. Right. It's all backed up online, so you can get to it.
So both really is the bottom line of that
really
question, online and on a local hard drive.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. With business liability, we can protect the business from the identity theft issues that occur. For example, someone could steal their data. They could hack into a system, steal data, compromise data, get your client's personal information, and so it's identity theft for the business coverage as well as crime coverage. So the big thing right now is called social engineering claims, and this is when someone poses as someone else, as a valid person to accept a wire fraud or to make a wire transfer, and it's really a wire fraud. So we can insure against that if someone is hit with something like that. There's insurance that can come in to help with that.
And as far as where is this happening? Is this a worldwide problem, identity theft, or just in the U.S. or just in Boulder, Colorado?
Absolutely worldwide. Anything can happen from anywhere, just through technology. There's no security surrounding it.
Okay. And so, like, for your company, it's protection for any threat from anybody hacking from a foreign country or anything like that.
It could be coming from anywhere, yes.
All right. And Tim, what is your company kind of search the world, or how does that relate to the where factor?
Well, we handle clients in Boulder, Denver area.
Okay.
But really, hackers kind of live everywhere.
Okay.
People trying to commit ID theft, whatever. It all happens probably less often wherever you are, and more often everywhere else trying to attack you.
Okay. And the where part relative to insurance is kind of interesting, because we have people from all over the world wiring money, and then it could be lost. So, like, from the insurance point of view, can you cover like real estate agents too, to avoid being sued by their clients because the wire went the wrong way?
Right. The coverage is worldwide.
Okay.
We do insure real estate agents at many different levels, and it can be the crime coverage. So crime is a money loss. Someone steals money via wire fraud, or they actually steal money physically. And then the cyber liability is the data loss. Someone
Okay.
compromises it. There's also a data extortion.
Okay,
So if data is extorted, someone is sending an email, they've hacked into your system and they've locked your system. You can't use any of your devices or your system information until you've paid them a certain amount of money. The insurance policies will provide coverage for that.
okay. And so, Karen, in the business world today, there can be some data compromise and could be some losses. Do you have coverage for that?
Yes, there could be a business income loss as a result of data compromise if your system is down and you can't operate for a week or 2 weeks, and there could be coverage for that.
Okay, perfect.
Business income coverage.
Right, so bottom line is you can customize a lot of coverage, and some people may need coverage that they couldn't even imagine that they needed coverage for, right?
Right.
You can help them with, so.
Yes.
Perfect. And so as far as when somebody needs to engage one of your companies, like the old saying about you can't buy life insurance when you're on your deathbed, to prevent identity theft, when's the best time to contact your company?
Actually, before you get hit would be the,
Yeah, there
the
you
prime
go.
time. And that's simply because we offer a very comprehensive monitoring of personal information. So things like credit cards, bank accounts, passport numbers, social security numbers. We even look at address changes, job changes. And we're monitoring even your social media, looking for red flags to see if you're putting out too much information there. And that's really in an effort to nip things in the bud before they get out of control. And then on the other side, on the fix-it side, we actually provide full restoration using the licensed private investigators that I mentioned earlier to get you back to square one, no matter how long it takes. So it is like an insurance product.
Okay, and then Tim, do you do more work before or after the problem occurs?
Both.
Both?
Yeah,
Okay.
during. You really want to have as much security as you can get ahead of time. Antivirus, email filtering, backups, all that you need ahead of time. If something's weird going wrong with your computer, hey, my mouse is moving around, people are typing on my computer and I'm not touching the keyboard, something's probably going on,
Right.
Call us then. And also after the fact, hey, there's spyware on my computer, I'm afraid something's being stolen, call us up, we can help clear that and mitigate and put in stuff to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Okay. And Karen, obviously you got to buy insurance before the event happens. But how, as like an agent or a consumer, how do I sit down and figure out what type of coverage I need for what we're talking about here as far as ID theft?
That would be talking with me as talking with an insurance agent
Okay.
to find out exactly. We look at how many transactions you have going on per month and all sorts of numbers, but also talking about what your big concerns are. And there are basic concerns with realtors as far as what we're talking about here. If somebody does hack into your system, then you want coverage for the loss.
Okay, so you do have the ability to kind of customize the coverage
Yes.
depending on what the business needs
Right.
are. And so if somebody wants to hire one of your companies to help them with ID theft, how do they get a hold of you and get the process started?
They can either email me, call me, or hop online and just enroll. It's pretty simple. My phone number is 720-280-1068. And the best email is Peggy, Peggyl, like Larry, Alt, ALT, @gmail.com.
And Peggy, do you have a website you'd like to share?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's www.peggyalt.com.
And so, Tim, how does somebody work with your company, and then how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, if you go to our website, striveit.com, there's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us. Our phone number is 303-963-2301. But in terms of how to work with us, just give us a call. There's several different ways that we can help with recovery or proactive maintenance, backups, that sort of thing.
Perfect. Okay. And Karen?
I can be reached by phone at 720-651-8315. And our website is boulderins.com, so it's BOLDERINS.com, or my email, which is Karen, KAREN, @BOLDERINS.com.
So if somebody had a concern about how to protect themselves either personally or their business relative to ID theft and wire fraud, is it best to kind of think of you guys as the team? They should consult all three of you at once, or start with one of you first, or how does somebody get started?
All three at once, or in any order, really.
So.
They're all necessary. Since it's best to contact us all ahead of time,
Right.
it doesn't really matter which order ahead of time happens.
Okay, but in general, it's good to consult all three to come up with the perfect package to help you from being targeted in this ID theft world. Okay, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Duane Duggan, Remax of Boulder podcast, signing off.